Hello lovelies, it's Lesley. Not quite enough distance. How are we? First of all, just want to say a huge thank you for the outpouring of support that I received after having a rougher time last week. So thank you. I really just appreciate your support. You're all stars. Thank you very much. It's Saturday morning as I record this, and I mentioned that we were drumming this evening, and the event, it's a new event set at a town fairly local to us, and it's called Light Up the Town. So we have been invited along because we are known for our lights and our drums, but our lights. Hopefully I won't have anything twinkling too much at you if you're sensitive. As it's daylight, they're not going to show up too brightly anyway, but I thought I would walk you through my lights. Now, you might be thinking, could have put a bit of effort in, Les? Fair enough. I know that there will be people there who almost literally will put me in the shade. We've got one guy with a big bass drum with a disco ball on the bottom of it. So, you know, I am junior league on this one. But I will show you what I've done. So, to start off, on my hat, I've got a few things. It's all the battery packs. I've got more battery packs than an adult shop. Yeah, it's it is a bit. So my hat. We've got lights. We've got lights in the bit at the back. We've got a couple of these lights too, which are optical fibre lights, so a bit of colour in there. They work much better in the dark. You can see the red at the top, and as it's optical fibre, you just get the little bits at the bottom. So this is on the floor already, and here we go. All the things we do. So, hat. The drum also lights up. So I've got a couple of battery packs in here. It's finding the on switches as well. There we go. So the middle of the drum lights up, and some lights around the outside as well. This one's going to be awkward to find the on switch. Oh no, we're going. So we've got some lights here too on my stick holder, as well as a little flashing one there, and also my sticks light up when you hit them, which means people can't only hear when I go wrong, they can see it too. Yay! And finally, clothing. It's an outdoor event and it's on the seafront, so we are expecting that it might be a bit nippy. So I've basically got 2 layers of clothing. There will be leggings and jeans underneath, skirt, dress, and this jacket. And this jacket is also adorned. So people may remember this. This is the one that I converted from a sort of regular suit jacket into a tailcoat. And so that is what I will be wearing this evening. I will try and get some photographs. I'm not very good at remembering to take photographs, that's the problem, but I will try and get some of the event and of some of my colleagues, so that you can see how those who really put themselves into it get on. Cheers. Hello lovelies, it's the morning after the night before, or the afternoon after the night before. Actually, it wasn't a late night with the drumming, it was very early. It started early. It was a family event, so it wasn't going kind of late into the evening. There were sort of art exhibitions going on, and the theme was lighting up. So they were all exhibitions to do with light and display and, you know, projecting images and that sort of thing. There was a small parade, so there were cyclists. They were well lit and dressed. We have had quite a few naked cycle runs along the seafront, and some of those are lit up as well. No joke intended. But these guys, they were well dressed. It is January, but on their bicycles. Then there was some walkers and runners. I don't think they were runners, they were walkers, and then us. There were some people on mobility scooters that were all decorated. So it was a fun event. It was quite a short parade. And then we started to do what we call our static pieces. So these are we have sort of two types of piece that we drum. One is for when we're walking along, and they tend to be kind of simpler, quite repetitive, because as you're walking along through a carnival or through a parade, people will not realise it's the same thing over and over again, if you see what I mean, because they're moving on, you know, you're moving past them. But we have our static pieces, which are more complicated, and as the name suggests, it's when we're in an area where we can just stand and play call and repeats and that sort of thing. So we started to do a couple of statics, and then we were asked to move on because there was someone singing opera behind us that we hadn't heard because we were drumming. It's not the first time we've been moved on, it won't be the last. So it's good fun. I do have just a few sort of photographs and bits of footage. I'll put them right at the end of this. The nature of the thing is that there are flashing and twinkling lights, and I know some folks are quite sensitive to that. So if you're interested, carry on right to the end. If that's not for you, then after I've said goodbye at the end of this video, just stop it. It's only about a minute of stuff, if that. So yeah, that's that. Mask update. What I decided to do in the end was to feed the mask through my glass arm, my spectacles arm, twice. So through where it was and then through here. So that gave it a thing around the face, so it wasn't sort of sticking out quite so much, because I did look a bit like Dame Edna Everage. So it worked pretty well. Now this side is decidedly floppier. I have some more Mod Podge, so I can try and do more. Because they're made of different materials, I think the Mod Podge just soaked into this one better. This was a cotton that sort of felt treated. I don't know, is it mercerized? Is that what that means? I'm not sure. But yes, it's sort of flooping a bit. So then I thought, well, I'll sort of tuck it under my hat. But I had put beads on the edge. And they were digging into my forehead. So I thought, I won't do that. And I just let it flop because, you know, it was getting dark. If it hadn't been dark, we wouldn't have lit up. So yes, this worked pretty well. I will try and add a little more Mod Podge to this to stiffen it a little. And yeah, that's a successful first run, I think. So the day was a fun one. The weekend is a fun one. It's all beer and skittles around here. Met some friends for lunch. And just sitting in a pub for lunch felt really nice, because it's not something we've done very often recently. Yeah, so it was nice to see them. And then this afternoon we're going out for a meal with some other friends. Who knew we had so many friends? And then tomorrow I'm going to see a friend who's recuperating from some surgery. A different friend again. I never knew I was so popular. But anyway. Yeah, so lots of kind of social stuff, which is good. I sometimes feel like I don't want to be sociable, but I know that being sociable is good for me. So yes, that's been fun. So the drumming was fun, but we were home. I was home just after 7. The rest of the group, it was quite difficult to park in the town where this was happening, and I tried to park near where I knew that they were meeting for a drink. Wasn't getting anywhere near that. So in the end I thought, well, I'll go to where they're starting from, because they drummed down from the pub to where we were starting from, but I thought, well, if I'm there, I know I'm there, sort of thing, and time was getting short. So I was then probably a good kind of 1.5 miles from the pub, and after we'd been asked to stop drumming, the leader said, well, we're heading back to the pub, and I'm thinking, do I want to go back there to then have a kind of 1.5 mile walk to there? I thought, I'm going home. So I did. But it was fun. It was a fun thing to do. Lovely temperature, actually. Considering the time of year, pretty mild. I mean, I had the layers on because I had the t-shirt under the dress, under the jacket, but didn't feel, hands weren't getting cold, didn't feel overheated, didn't feel, you know, it just felt about right. So very fortunate in that respect. So that was all good. And I'll catch up with you later in the week. Cheers. So we had himself's birthday. We went to see Sing 2. Lot of fun. Recommended. Then, inspired by Anita of Gaga Knits, who was also going to see the film with her grandsons, rather than her husband like I was. We're going to see it, and we're going to have an ice cream afterwards. And I thought, oh, that's a very good idea. And in the town where we were, there's a very old-fashioned ice cream parlour, which does ice cream sundaes like this. So it seemed rude not to. So we had a lovely day. And thank you to those who wished him a happy one. I think it was. Cheers. Hello, lovelies. Getting towards the end of the week. If I'm looking a bit flushed, it's not my age. It could be, but it's not. You remember last week and at month end I showed you that very large skein of yarn? I've just caked it. I'm going to have one arm like Popeye and one like olive oil at this rate, I tell you. Yeah, so it's chunky, huh? I mean, this is kind of, you know, substantial. But it's done. So that's good. I can start on that particular project. I won't, but I could. I've just realised I've been invited out to lunch next month with a friend, someone I haven't seen for a little while. And then I realised it's for her 70th birthday, so wanted to have a special gift. So I'm going to make a shawl. So I will show you that next week because I need to get started on that. But that, I think, is it for this week because it's fairly long already. So I shall bid you farewell. Thank you again for all your support after my rough week last week. It was very much appreciated. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I'm going to go for a lie down in a darkened room, and you all have a good week. Thanks a lot. Cheers. Bye-bye.